Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to assemble the rear clutch on this 727 automatic transmission. Let's get to it. We're well into the process of rebuilding this 727. Next up is the rear clutch. I've cleaned everything up. Now that we've got that clean, the first order of business is I'm going to put new seals onto this piston. If I can find my pick. Now, as you're in here, take note of the direction that the seals go. You can see it's beveled this way, and it is on the inside as well, but this inside seal actually is not in the greatest of shape. But note, it went that way. This outer one we can just pull off. We're going to use some assembly lube to put these back in. We don't want to put them in dry. Slide this one in. I'm going to again lubricate this. We'll also lubricate the bore that this goes into. This rear clutch takes 4 friction discs and 4 steels, and then this pressure plate. I need to clean all of these up with Scotch-Brite so they're not shiny. Before I do that, I'm going to get the new clutch discs out and get them soaking in transmission fluid. We want probably a half hour or more soak time to make sure they're fully impregnated before we assemble. Alright, I'll set those aside and start cleaning up these steels and pressure plate. As you're assembling these, take a look at them. You can see it's kind of dull on this side. It's because this was at the bottom. But we want to get rid of this shininess, give it some micro scratches so it's got better friction. But keep an eye out for signs of heat. This one had overheated. This is from a forward clutch, but they're the same steels in the front and the rear in the 727. You also want to make sure that they're flat, they're not warped. As long as they're not, it's totally reusable. The goal is you want to get the steels that look like this to look like this. Once you have all of your steels cleaned and prepped, all of this stuff all cleaned up, dried off, and the clutches have been soaking for probably at least an hour now, it's time to put it all back together. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this piston and install it in here. We want to make sure we well lubricate everything here. Alright, the piston goes in with this side down, so it's going to go just like this. Now, these are lip seals, and the lip is getting in the way here and here. So I'm going to insert it into a hole in the bench so that I can work on this. If you can find a small wire, this is probably not small enough, but we'll try it. It lets you get down in here. The idea is you're trying to push that seal down inside. The idea is you need something rounded though, because you don't want to damage that lip seal. And I can feel it going in. There it goes. All right, we're all the way down. So that piston is fully seated in there. There we go. Put it on a couple of boards. That way gravity's helping me out. Next we're going to put in this piston spring. Notice it's kind of bowl shaped. These fingers stick one direction, those go down. Then we have this plastic spacer. And then we have a wavy snap ring that's going to go into this lower groove here. It works best if you start at one end, get it tucked under, and then walk it around. Alright, it's in that lower groove all the way around. Next we're going to put in our pressure plate. Now we're going to stack in these clutches and steels. Instead of a steel at the very top, we've got a thick pressure plate. Like this. And I can already tell that there's not enough gap here. I can maybe get this in there. Let's try it. We'll put this in and then we'll check the clearance. Alright, this one is a little bit of a wavy one. We'll see what the clearance is underneath this. You can see that this snap ring is a little bit wavy. There's a gap here, and then it comes down, and then there's a gap. We want to measure at this gap, the largest part. Here's an 024 and 025, so that's about 50 together. That goes in real easily. Okay, if we look here, rear clutch should be 025 to 045. And that's for a 4-disc, which is what we have here. In fact, I'd say it's a little bit too big. It says 045 is the biggest that we should have. And we're sliding in with 49 easily. So we'll take out this snap ring. I have one here that's thicker, so we'll try it. .025 fits fine. 50 definitely does not. .36 fit, but what's that? 26 and 15, 41. 41 does not. So we're somewhere between there, which is within spec. There is a thrust washer that goes on this rear clutch assembly. You can do it now, you can do it later. I like to do it now just to prevent me from forgetting. So we'll put a little lube here. This is so it doesn't get lost. Helps keep it stuck in place. And drop that down in there. That way I won't forget it. We have this rear clutch fully assembled and ready to go. We'll bag up this sub-assembly, put it on the shelf, continue putting together the other pieces. Thanks for watching.